All right, everyone. So I was tagged by Cristal at Casually Coloring. She has a fabulous YouTube channel. You really need to check it out because she gives little lessons on how to do things with your artwork and coloring and how to do patterns or not waves, but the sand and stuff at the beach. She's amazing, and I'm learning a lot from her. So go check her out. But she did a video, Would You Rather? Questions. It's a series of questions, and she tagged me in it, and it's my first tag, and I'm very excited because it's like, yay!
When the world seems gray in the news today, creativity can feel like bliss. Come brighten your day in a colorful way. It's time for Color Me Kris.
So I'm going to answer the questions that originally were posted by Jazzy Doodle Designs. This is something that she created, and she's got a fabulous YouTube channel also. So those their channels will be listed down below. Also, you can click the little eye up in the corner that should be flashing at some point to go to their channels. But finish watching mine first, please. That would be nice. So it's a series of questions. Of course, the title answers itself. Would you rather? Whilst I'm answering those questions, I'll be doing some coloring in this book, which is one of my favorites. And I'm going to be using a technique that I'm sure I didn't come up with it, but I decided one day I'd try it. And that's just using these, a lot of people call them Bible highlighters. But the ones I have are a mixture, but the one I use the most is Mr. Pen gel highlighter, and I like using my fingers. I think it's more fun, and so I'll be doing that whilst I answer the questions because I cannot think and color at the same time. It just is not going to happen. So this was filmed, and now I'm doing the voiceover of the questions and answers. So without further ado, and without boring you probably more than I already have, let's go ahead and get to the questions. Here we go. Would you rather live near the beach or the mountains? Well, it's funny. I think I would like to live at the beach, but I kind of already have. When I lived in Washington State, I lived in Bremerton, Washington, and I also lived in Paulsbo, Washington. And both times they were over the water. They weren't beaches, really, but they were little inlets. And so the tide would come in and it would go out. Although we did have a whale one time that kind of got trapped in the little inlet. And thank God it finally got out okay. But and I would see it out my window, swimming around. So I've kind of lived at the beach, and I grew up on farms and stuff, and I've gone to cabins in the woods and stuff. But I'm going to pick beach because there are too many horror movies where everything happens at a cabin in the woods, and I'm a little bit of a coward. So even though I'd probably like to live at either one, I'm definitely going to pick beach because it just seems a little safer. And I'm a Cancer, so we love water. And there's nothing nicer than hearing waves at night when you're going to sleep because they just are absolutely awesome and keep you nice and calm. That is going to be a beach for me. Question 2, would you rather have a talking pet or a self-cleaning house? Well, I already talk to my pets, Mystique and Thor, my dogs. I talk to them, and in my mind, they talk back to me. And a lot of times, Storm will do funny voices as if they're answering me, and I do the same thing for him when he talks to them. We're rather strange, I guess. And I know what my pets are thinking. I unless you have a dog or a cat, you're gonna think it's crazy. But I know when I used to know when my cat had a headache. I know when Mystique is upset about something. I know when Thor's pouting, and yes, he actually pouts. If you tell him no, it's the cutest damn thing. So I kind of already know what they're thinking, and they already talk to me in my crazy brain. So I would much rather have a self-cleaning house any day of the week, because I already got the talking pets, even if it's all in my head. But that's a fun question. Would you rather, question number 3. Would you rather glow in the dark or sparkle in the sunlight? I don't want to glow in the dark, because what if you're trying to hide from somebody? Again, I watch way too many horror movies. But what if you're trying to hide from somebody or something? You don't want to be glowing in the dark. I mean, many times I watch horror movies and people will be wearing bright clothes and stuff, and it's like, well, no wonder the killer found you. It's like, so I would rather sparkle in the sunlight, because I think that might be cool. And I love sparkles. Anything that sparkles, any glitter, any of that kind of stuff, I live for. So I would rather sparkle in the sunlight, and if people want to stare, let them stare. If I don't want to sparkle one day, I don't have to go outside in the sun. So that's my answer to that. Question number 4. Would you rather read all day or hike all day? This is kind of a personal answer. It's a weird personal answer, I guess I should say. I do read. Whenever I'm coloring, I play my Audible books and I listen to those. And so I know that's cheating, but if I actually read a book or something, I fall asleep in the first 2 or 3 pages, because that's just how the brain is designed. When you have eye movement like that, it relaxes and stuff. So I listen to books all the time. So because I'm disabled now, I used to be super physically fit. And I used to do hiking, and I used to do walking, and I used to walk 3 to 5 miles a day and stuff. And then I got back problems, long story, and now if I go out, I have to use a power chair or a wheelchair. And so I would like to be able to hike, just because I miss it so much. It's just, God, I would give almost anything. I won't say anything because I have my pets and stuff I'm not going to. But I would give almost anything to be able to walk again in that fashion, or just walk again, period, without immense pain. And then, of course, when you can't walk, you gain a lot of weight. And I've had people actually say to me, "Oh, you just use that wheelchair because you're too fat to walk." It's the other way around, folks. It's the other way around. So before you judge people like that, give it some thought. Okay, what's the next question? That was number 4. So number 5, would you rather eat pizza or ice cream for breakfast? Pizza. I love ice cream, but not for breakfast. Pizza's always, all my life, if you had leftover pizza, you ate it for breakfast. I mean, it's got your dairy. It has sausage. It's the perfect breakfast food as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, that would be pizza. Okay, number 6. Would you rather see into the future or go back in time? Boy, that's kind of a tough one for me. I need to know, if I can go back in time, can I change anything? Or if I accidentally step on a butterfly or something, is it going to, destroy the world? So that's kind of scary. But if I could go back in time and see things, I probably would do that, as long as I knew I couldn't do any damage. Or if I could change things to make my life easier, because I did not have a good childhood at all. And if I could change that in some way, and had known to run away or something like that, I would do that. The future is terrifying, because when I think about 30 years ago, how I never thought that society would be like it is right now. I thought we'd made all the advances, and we had made all these advances in human rights and stuff, and now they're all being taken away. So I don't know if I want to know the future. Maybe if I could change the future, if I took a look at it, again, without destroying the world, I would do that. So yeah, this is a tough one for me. You wouldn't think it would be, but I think just to be safe, I'll say see into the future, because I don't know if going back in time would cause a butterfly effect, and I really don't want to do that. So I'll say see into the future. But you know what? Ask me that tomorrow, and I'd probably give you the other answer. Oh, there's a hummingbird making a nest outside my window. That's awesome. I love hummingbirds. Sorry. I got distracted. Shiny, something shiny. Would you rather have a robot voice? Hello, Mr. Hummingbird. I'm sorry, he's just outside my bedroom window. That's so cool. Okay. Would you rather have a robot voice or a chipmunk laugh? That's a strange question. I guess a chipmunk's laugh. Because everyone has their own laugh, and it can sound ridiculous. I had a friend that used to have this high-pitched, weird, squeaky laugh that actually would hurt people's ears. So I think laughs are more forgiving, but I don't want to sound like Froggy from the Little Rascals. Do you remember that old show? I'm old. I remember the originals. I wasn't born yet when the originals were made, but I used to watch them as a kid. So I don't want a voice like this. So I'll say chipmunk's laugh, because I do not want to go through life sounding like this. That would be annoying. Whereas the laugh is just once in a while, unless you're incredibly lucky and can laugh all the time. But I haven't been able to laugh all the time for quite a long time. All right, let's go on to question 8. Would you rather color uninterrupted for an entire day or for 1 hour every day? Well, I always say I'm going to color for an hour, and then 3 or 4 hours later, I'm still coloring, and then I try to get up, and my back and legs are like really pissed off at me. But I can't imagine not being able to color every day, and when I'm sick or I have something wrong with me to where I can't color, it makes me crazy. So I'm going to pick color an hour a day. 1, because at least I'm doing it every day, and 2, it would be a lot better for me to be limited probably to an hour a day. So that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it. Number 9, would you rather swim with the dolphins or fly with the birds? I'm terrified of drowning. That's my way of dying that just... So I'm going to say fly with the birds because, 1, I could go swimming with the dolphins. That's a real simple thing to do. I mean, just go to the beach, get in the water, and if you're lucky, a dolphin's going to jump out of the water close to you. I don't know. That seems doable. Flying with the birds does not seem doable unless you're in an airplane, but that's not how I'm taking this question. So I'm going to say fly with the birds because that seems like that would be really fun and all. As long as I know how to land and that I'm not stuck up there and can never come down. See, I think of these weird side notes to things. That's how my brain works, and that's why I'm probably totally insane. So yes, fly with the birds is what I would rather. Number 10, would you rather live in a city penthouse or a rural, I can never say this word right, rural castle? Well, I'm a city person because I've lived out in the country, and even though there can be fun things about that, and it can be relaxing, it's also, there are bugs and critters, and my friend, I don't want to say her name in case she gets mad at me, but I have a friend who just had to spend $3,000 fixing the internal wiring of her car because rats in her country estate decided to go up inside her car engine and chew all tubing and stuff like that, and through the wires. And yeah, so there are really nasty things about living in the country. So I am going to pick the penthouse. Because, I mean, come on, a penthouse. Why wouldn't you want to live in a penthouse? And a castle, I don't know, they look drafty and cold, because whenever I see castles in old movies, they don't have any windows or anything, and there's certainly no insulation. So I would think that would be icky. And there's always slime on the walls. Ew. No. So no castle for me. No. When I lived in Massachusetts, yes, I've lived everywhere. I lived in Salem, Massachusetts, and I miss it because that was a wonderful place to live. Very friendly people, wonderful. But we used to go to Marblehead to look at all the $1 million homes. That's where all the $5 million homes were. It's a little like island, Marblehead. And this guy had disassembled a castle, a small one, and brought it over and reassembled it on his estate in Marblehead. And he used to allow people to walk around it, and you could take pictures. It was right on the cliff. Oh God, it was gorgeous. And you could walk around it, and it's funny because the other neighbors were pissed that he would allow people to walk around, because, you know, here we are on our $5 million mansion, and there are peasants, I tell you, out there walking around, and oh heavens, it's ghastly. And I kind of understand actually where they're coming from, but it was really neat. And a beautiful castle, a little tiny one, I mean, compared to what you would think a castle would be, but it's gorgeous. And so that was a lot of fun. We used to love to go over, drive around, and just look at the beautiful estates, and then go back to our little dumps. Overpriced apartments that we would be renting, my friends and I. So, no castle. Definitely a penthouse. Yes. Number 11. Would you rather have a live-in cook or massage therapist? Well, I had a friend, Souza, many years ago when I was living in Washington, and she was a massage therapist. And one birthday, she took me to lunch, and it was very nice. And then we went to her home where she did the massage therapy. And yes, it was legit. And she gave me a massage for my birthday present. And as much as I loved Susan, and she was a dear friend, I hated it. I think I can be touchy-feely, and I like being touchy-feely, but a massage is so personal, and I hated it, absolutely hated it. You would think I would have loved it, but I would have thought that I was excited. I was like, ooh, this would be so cool. So I would rather have a live-in cook, because then they could make me healthier foods, because I don't make all the best choices. So I'd rather have a live-in cook. I kind of already do. I mean, Storm does the cooking and all. But yeah, the massage therapist, maybe if they look like Henry Cavill, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Being a gay person, it was weird to have a woman touching me like that. So that could have been the problem. Maybe if it had been a guy, I would have liked it. And I don't mean in a disgusting sort of way. I'm just saying comfort zones. So yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pick live-in cook. What the hell? Number 12. Would you rather give up salt or sugar? Well, I would rather give up both. Because I have heart problems, and so I have to watch my salt intake. It is so difficult to get away from salt, because if you look at the salt in all of your foods at the store, unless it's like broccoli that you buy, fresh. But anything canned, anything frozen, the salt is just frightening. And of course, fast food, the salt is frightening. So it's killing us. It's killing all of us. And so I'd rather give up salt, but sugar is not any better for you, and it's quite addictive. They say it's more addictive than heroin. I wouldn't know. I don't do heroin. And I'm not going to do it just to find out if that's true. But I'd rather give up both. And although you need salt for your potassium, and that's a problem with me, I never have any potassium. So I'll say I'll give up sugar, because you kind of need, you don't need sugar that much, but you do need some salt intake. So, okay, I will give up sugar and keep the salt, although it's just ridiculous how much they put in things to preserve them. Okay, would you rather, number 13, would you rather color only with water mediums or dry mediums? I'm going to have to say water, because I'm going to take it that this question means or would include alcohol markers as a water medium. So I don't want to give up my alcohol markers. I love alcohol markers. Pencils are okay, and I can use them, and I like them. But no, if I have to pick, I definitely would say water mediums. Plus, I'm trying to get into watercoloring. It's a lot of fun. I suck at it so far. But it just takes practice, and I'm doing that. So I would rather color only with water mediums than dry. Okay, next question. Number 14. Would you rather color only one page in 35 coloring books, or color every page in 5 books? Well, I have so many freaking coloring books at this point. I used to have maybe 40, and I thought it was ridiculous anybody having more than that. And after my last heart incident, I kind of changed my tune on that, because it was like, well, it's going to take me forever to color these 40, but once I get these 40 colored, then I'll allow myself to buy some more. And I've realized that I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I don't know if there will be a tomorrow. So I went ahead and bought a whole bunch of coloring books so that I could color a little bit in each one and do whatever the hell I wanted when I sit down to color. So I'd have to say that I'd rather color one page in 35 coloring books because it's a variety. And some books, you're going to get bored after 10 pages, and you're going to be like, I don't want to do this anymore. So, yes, one page in every 35 coloring books. All right, that's an interesting question. Number 15. I hope I haven't missed any. Would you rather be able to speak all human languages or be able to speak to animals? Well, I've already said that I speak to animals. I think the answer back, at least in my head. Boy, would the animals want me to talk to them? Would they speak? I could see an animal looking at us and saying, well, that's a human. This is freaking me out that they suddenly can speak to me in my language. I better rip its throat out because he's scaring me. So, see, again, my brain goes in these weird directions. I think it would be fun to be able to speak all human languages, but am I ever going to use all those languages unless I get a job in some government thing, like what are they called? I just went brain dead, where when people give a lecture that you have people that interpret for the ones that are listening. But then I don't want to deal with the government because I think the government is just absolutely horrible now. I'm going to say speak to animals and take my chances that they'll be happy that I'm talking to them. And that's something unique. I can learn to speak other languages. The animal thing is kind of like the flying thing, I can get in the water with the dolphins. I can't fly with. I'm going to say speak with animals, even though I might regret it horribly if they don't want to talk to me and I feel rejected. All right, moving on. Would you rather binge watch a new series or rewatch an old favorite? Well, my brain goes into, is it a good series? Is it a series I like? Or is this a series that after I pick it, I realize this sucks? And now I'm stuck having to watch the damn thing for however many seasons it's on. So I'm going to say, and I know a lot of people are turning to old TV shows for comfort because these are not comforting times. And it helps. So I'm going to say an old favorite because I do watch things like Will and Grace, The Nanny, and Bewitched and stuff like that. And it is comforting, and it was a time that was much better, even though everybody bitched about, how bad things were back then. I can only imagine if we're even still around on this earth 30 years from now, how people are gonna, how much worse it'll be. So I'm going to watch old favorites for comfort and not be stuck with a new show that I can't stand, which could happen. Also, shows can change and suddenly become crappy, and now you're stuck watching it. So, no. Big Bang Theory, that's another one that I love. I can watch that all the time. So yeah, old favorites just to be safe. 17. Would you rather own all coloring books from your favorite illustrator or own coloring books from many different illustrators but not your favorite? Boy, I'm just now developing who I think my favorites are and who they're not. And I'll save that for another. Well, let's just put it this way. I love the pop manga books and stuff, and I also I love R.J. Hampson. Boy. Let me read this again. Would you rather own all the favorites of your favorite illustrator? So it doesn't say illustrators. So it would be one person. And if something happens to them, God forbid, you now no longer have new books. So I'm going to have to go with different illustrators because that might be how you find your new favorite. Is having these new different books dropped in your lap. And that's how I'm finding the favorites I have now, is that it's like, oh, look at this book. Oh, I like this. What else do they do? So I'm going to say different illustrators, and I'll forfeit my favorite just because variety is the spice of life. Variety keeps us sane, I would have to say. All right, number 18. This is fun. Thank you, Cristal, for tagging me. 18. Would you rather own all Derwent, Cardin Dash, I can never say that properly, or Faber-Castell products? Would you rather? Oh, okay, I get the question. I would pick, if I had to pick between those three, well, see, I have a lot of the Derwents because I waited for sales. And again, I decided, I don't know if I'm going to be around, a year from now. So if I want to try these Derwents or Cardin Dash or Faber-Castells. I have Faber-Castell. I have Derwent. I don't have too much of the Cardin Dash. I can't talk. Or read. I'm not thrilled with all the Derwents. I actually sent a couple of them back. I didn't think they were that good. The Faber-Castell I've liked so far the most. I'm going to say Faber-Castell. I'd rather have all of those. Okay, there. That takes care of that. All right, number 19. Would you rather color cute or creepy? Well, gee, that's tough because, as you know, if you follow me, I love doing cute, but I love doing creepy because horror movies are my favorite genre of movies to watch other than comedy. If I had to pick, I'll say creepy, because cute is everywhere and everyone does cute. Not a ton of people, I'm finding more, do creepy. So I'll pick creepy. Although I'll probably regret it later because I want to go back to my Lulu Mayo, Lulu's House of Wonder and so I love doing those. So, but I'll pick creepy if I have to. All right, number 20. We're almost there, folks. Would you rather color at a desk or on the couch? Well, I cannot color on the couch. A couple of reasons. One is, I don't know how the hell people do color on couches. I'm a bigger person, so I don't actually have a lap. And I'm not going to try to hold the coloring book. Now, I know you can buy tables and stuff that tilt. My desk that I color on tilts for me. So it could probably work out to where I could comfortably color in my chair. I'm not going to say couch because I have a chair I sit in. So my chair, I could probably work something out technically to where it's physically comfortable. However, then I would have to know exactly what color markers or pencils I want to use. And I like having everything. If you could see, maybe someday I'll video where I color. The house is lovely. But when you get to my art stuff, it looks like I'm a hoarder because I have everything within reach because that's just easier for me. I see people show their art areas and they're beautifully designed and it's almost like they hired some high mucka designer to come in and do their art stations and they're just gorgeous. Mine is not. It's organized, at least for me, that old saying, my mess, my, business. But I don't want to be sitting comfortably on the couch or my chair and realize I need 5 different colors or something. So I will have to say, I took way too long to answer this. But I wanted to explain why. I would rather color at my desk because everything's there. And I can't imagine coloring anywhere else because of how comfortable or uncomfortable it would be. So that's my answer. I would rather color at my desk. Plus, I can't watch something and color at the same time. I can listen to an Audible book. And I probably could listen to the movie. But, you want to look up at the movie too, or the TV show. So, desk. Desk. Plus, you can always put a tablet there if you need to watch something. I don't know how people do that. I could not. It's one or the other. All right, number 21. Would you rather have the ability to teleport or to be invisible? Well, as much as invisible sounds cool, because horror movies, if someone's after you or something's after you, being invisible is pretty, that could save your life. That really could. But my thing, and again, here goes my brain, if I'm invisible and I forget and step out in front of a car thinking they'll see me, and then they don't see me, and they run me over, or something like that, because, people run into people, geez, you go to the grocery store, someone will slam their damn shopping cart into you, and you are visible. So it'd be much worse if you're invisible. So I would have to say, and I'm thinking this means invisible all the time. Maybe I'm wrong. If you could pick your invisible times, I might be more swayed towards that. I'm not sure. But I'm going to say teleport, because think about it. You want to go to Hawaii, where I've never been. You just, snap your fingers. You're in Hawaii. You want to go to Paris. You snap your fingers. You're in Paris. I mean, the possibilities of that are so awesome. And I would go everywhere. There's so many things I watch on TV and I'll think, I didn't get to do that. Because now I'm old. 62. Health is awful. Well, it's not awful. My health isn't the best. The disability doesn't help because until you're in wheelchairs, you don't realize how much the world is not made for people in wheelchairs. And then you find out real quick. So I would rather just teleport, because that way I can teleport my chair. But I would rather just teleport to another country, or hell, even if it's just across town. And you don't have to worry about traffic. Oh yeah, teleport, definitely. That's an easy one. The more I think about it, that's easy. Teleport. Question 22. Would you rather eat spicy or sweet? This is so simple for me. I cannot tolerate spicy. Storm teases me unmercifully that I'll eat mayonnaise and say, "Oh, Storm, this is too spicy." And he's right. No, I don't think mayonnaise is spicy. But that's about as much spice as I can take. It just, physically, it makes me ill. And I don't like it. And did you know that peppers are actually a poison? And that's why they burn when we eat them. It's because the body's trying to say, don't eat this. I just learned that recently. And my body apparently is very sensitive to poison because I cannot. And if I can eat it, my mouth is burning so bad I got to drink milk or eat some chocolate afterwards anyway. And then, without getting graphic, sometimes if you eat it, the next day there's another end of you that is not happy that you ate spicy either. So I'm picking sweet because it doesn't make me sick. Well, I mean, it could if I ate too much. And it doesn't burn me, and it doesn't hurt me, and it doesn't try to kill me. And even though it's addictive, I will pick sweet. That's just so easy for me and Storm loves spicy. Oh my God. I don't know how he eats it. I really don't. I don't know how anybody does. I do like horseradish, but that is made from a root, and the others are peppers. And I think that's the difference. I'm not quite sure, but I do like horseradish on things, but nothing that's a pepper. Okay. Green peppers are too spicy. I'm kidding. Number 23. Would you rather color with alcohol markers or water-based markers? Alcohol. Alcohol, because so many water markers are shit. They're just awful. They tear up your paper. They streak, or they leave big blotches of dark, and they're hard to blend. Now, I have two different types that I use that I do like, and they don't do those things. And one's a brush marker, and so it works much better. But alcohol marker, it's my forte. I think I do really good alcohol marker work. It blends well. Alcohol marker. Simple answer there. Well, it was easy for me to pick it, at least. Am I on 24? I'm on 24. We're almost done. 24. Would you rather color the background first or last? That really depends on the page I'm coloring. Sometimes I do the background because it's just a little bit of area and I want to get it done. And a lot of times if you do the background after you've colored it, you'll mess up what you've already colored. Whereas if you do the background first, you can always correct when you do the actual coloring. And then there are some backgrounds that you kind of need to do first because they're heavy water medium, like neo colors and stuff like that. I would not do that on something that's already been colored. But then I can use the gel highlighters and my finger and put a background in on something I've already colored, and there's no problem. And it doesn't fade the coloring if I accidentally get it on there and stuff. So it it really, and then the other thing is a lot of times I've colored something and then I don't know what to do the background because I've had so many colors that no matter what color I pick, some of my coloring is going to fade for the background, I mean. And then on the other hand, I've done backgrounds first, and then that limited me greatly on how I could color the rest of the page. And I hate that with a bloody passion. So because I hate that so much, I'm going to say I'd rather do the background last. See, it took me forever to get there, but I had to think it through, and I thought it through. Because after I only watched Crystal's video with these questions once, so they're all kind of brand new to me, and I had to think that one through. So I will say doing the background last, I think, is the best option for me anyway. And then number 25. Would you rather color Hannah Carlson, Maria Trolle, or is it Troll? I think it's Trolle. And, oh God, Meloponia or Rita Berman? Jeez. Denise Klett and Kirby Roseanne. Oh, I'm sorry that I destroyed and butchered so many of your names. Please forgive me. This also shows you that I'm not a big follower of any just artists. I know people are. But I look at the book and the title of the book. I don't care who did it. Who would I rather do? Boy, being these names seem so foreign to me, I probably don't do them at all. I'm going to have to say, though, out of the couple that I know, now if you showed me the coloring books, I'd probably go, oh, those are, okay, yeah, those. I'll say Kirby Roseanne. Roseanne's? Am I saying that name? Because I can remember a lot of the work. Now, they're not my favorite. Too much detail. But it's the only name I'm recognizing, and I don't feel like looking up these people just so that I can answer this question. Besides, that's not fair because there may be many of you out there who don't know who these people are either. I do remember some Maria Trolle stuff. Boy, this is hard because these are but none of these people are people that I would pick to color offhand. I have different artists that I like better. I'll say Kirby Roseanne, and that's just throwing my hands up in the air going, I don't know, that one. I'll say Kirby Roseanne, I guess. Now, after this, I'm probably going to look up these people, and realize, oh my God, I love this person's work. Why didn't I say them? So, that's the way that goes. Well, that was actually a lot of fun. I hope I didn't bore all of you. And Crystal, I thank you so much for tagging me. Be sure to check out her channel, Casually Coloring. She's awesome, and you're gonna learn things from her because I certainly have. And she seems like a really nice lady. I don't know her offhand, like we don't talk every day or something, but she just seems like a really nice person, and it was very sweet of her to tag me. I was whining to her in a message, nobody tagged me, and she tagged me, and now I see today she's tagged me for another one, so yay, I get to do these again. Not these, but a different one. So I feel like one of the group, one of the gang. So thank you, Crystal, Casually Coloring, and also thank you, Jazzy Doodle Designs, for creating this tag, because you did a great job. These are some terrific questions. I know everybody and their uncle has done the unpopular opinions one. I don't know who just started that. Could have been Jazzy. But those seem silly to me because nothing seemed unpopular. There was nothing that should have upset anyone. But these questions were really interesting and I enjoyed them immensely. And I can't wait to do the next one she tagged me in. I just saw it this morning. I don't even know which one it is yet. But anyway, thank you both. And am I supposed to tag someone now? Oh dear. You know how there's so many of you out there that probably have already done these, and I'm forgetting that you've done them. So, Candace from Happy Catastrophe, I'm tagging you. You can either get mad at me or say, oh, yay. One or the other, I'm sure I'll hear. See, I have so many friends that I would love to tag, but they don't have YouTube channels. We just are friends on Instagram. I'm sure that Piggy Pens has already done these, but if not, I'll tag her. All right, so the people I would like to tag, and if they've already done these, of course, never mind, are Auntie Kris, Asic Fumbles, although I'm pretty sure she's probably already done these, Chi Sim, and if I'm saying your first name wrong, I apologize, Grumble Bunny, Hollyberry Colors, Life with Patty, Lucy Fox Art, R.J. Hampson. I would like to know what his thoughts on all these things are. Ryan Colors, Sunny Soul Coloring, The Arty Crafter. And if I've forgotten anyone, if you're out there going, gee, Kristopher, you didn't tag me and I thought we were friends, please forgive me. I'm going through my brain here thinking as much as I can of who might enjoy doing these and stuff. So just consider yourself tagged. You can yell at me later, but go ahead and consider yourself tagged. Because I want to hear everyone's opinions. But I know a lot of you probably have already done these and are going to be like, I don't want to do this again. Why did you tag me? And how could you change the questions anyway? So those are the ones I'm tagging. I'm probably in trouble with some people, but those are the ones I'm tagging. Oh, I know who. Good Lord. Spare Room Studio. I can't believe I almost forgot her. She's one of the nicest people, and I consider a friend, even though we've never met and she's all the way in Australia. But she's been very sweet to me and very kind, and she's got a fabulous channel, and I've learned so much from her. I consider her my mentor, even though she doesn't know it, probably. So yes, Spare Room Studio, fabulous. Check her out, and I'd love to hear what her thoughts are on this. I don't believe she's done them yet, but if she has, I apologize. All right, so on that note, I hopefully did not bore you too much, and hopefully this coloring worked out too, and that you liked it. I will say, as I always do, stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, stay happy, stay tuned.